In order to get her mind stimulated, it is going to take the game that you have. Women go based off of, yes, first impression, certain significant things that she can notice about you. So that could be like how you carry yourself. If you come off too strong, too aggressive, if you come off too dominant, or if, let's say, you're stuck up, cocky. There's already the stuff that she likes. So, for instance, if she can't do a guy that's too friendly, too soft, let's even say isn't confident, then off the bat, she's going to put you in the negative. Now, depending on how open-minded she is, and depending on how much she's ready to date, how much she's attracted to you, this is where giving you a chance will come in. I'm also saying this because, let's say, if you guys been dating for a while, these rules still play a part. Because think about it, if you go without talking to her for a little bit, if you live together, or let's say if you have seen her out in public, again, maybe you guys just started talking, all that still matters. Just because it's like a reconnection that's supposed to happen. My point now becomes, how are you stimulating her mind? Her mind has to be feeling like, oh, this guy right here, I feel like he really, really gets to the getting to know me. The reason why I had to say it like that is, think about it this way. If she's like, oh, he can handle me, that's going to be an instant turn on. If she's like, oh, okay, he's challenging me, that's an instant stimulation oftentimes. So you just don't want to have a woman feel like, oh, this is the nice guy attitude, that sorts of stuff. And don't get it wrong, you could be a nice guy. However, if you're getting tried, played, or if, let's say, you let her walk all over you, that sorts of stuff, then you got to step up. You really do. Either you separate yourself, you know that's not the type of environment you want to be in, which that again can also turn her on and get her stimulated, because she could be like, ooh, don't play with him, that sorts of stuff. Like, he's not the one to be played with. Another way to really, really stimulate her is carry yourself with so much confidence to the extent of you're not afraid of what you're saying, and it's a take it or leave it attitude. So some of the great characteristics of a guy that is going to be stimulating her mind is, let's say, patient, and then also not aggressive and not disrespectful. So let's say has some politeness, has good manners, even being well spoken, or let's say other stuff that could help you out in good traits is going to be a guy that handles his business, right? And this is in all aspects. So she could be a career-driven person. She can be career-driven, and she wants you to be having some sort of, let's say, excitement towards that, or she would appreciate if you can help her just as much as, let's say, if she tries to help you. So I say that to say, if you're not in that lane, she could start dimming down who you are. Obviously, if she has more expectation, it's going to be harder to stimulate her. Now, to kind of get into what other ways you can simply stimulate her, let's say if you're around her, of course, when we're talking about the mind, the physical touch kind of goes out the window. I'll cover this type of talk of physical touch in a different video. That's a love language as well. But just think about, let's say, if you're chilling on the couch, if you can have like an intellectual talk with her, she could be into that. If she also likes the bad boys, there's also a lot of girls and women that are into, like, for real, street guys, like street smart. There's also women and, let's say, females that could be like, oh, I don't want a guy that is boring, doesn't do much, or just doesn't have any excitement, isn't adventurous. So these are other stuff that you want to be into because you want to excite her. A lot of times I often hear women saying that they want to learn from a man. That's back to leadership. If you still haven't given this video a big thumbs up, go ahead and do so. And y'all, question of the video is going to be, do you feel like stimulating her mind is important? And I actually have one more. So do you feel like stimulating her mind is important? But the second one is, do you feel like it matters to stimulate her mind over body? And I'm asking this more so, can you see mind being more prioritized before body? Because sometimes some guys are straight to action, and some guys might be like, well, I don't want to do all the long talking. And obviously it depends. Like, sometimes when people are under the influence, some people can be having a good night, or she could be turned on and stimulated by, you look like you have money, you look like you have status. That's other stuff that you as a fella, maybe your answer would look like, no. If you're a brokey, or if you don't care about this, or if you live this certain way, she's going to be off the bat like no, or it's going to be much more difficult. Again, we're going based off of what you think, and then what you've maybe experienced, what is presented in the modern day, and common things that keep happening. And of course, if you want a part 2 of this video, or have questions, concerns, comments, all that stuff, leave it down below. Want to get in the line, talk about what's going on with you? can book that consultation. And don't forget about all the things that I have uploaded on my website. So I do want to backtrack real quick and mention that mind stimulation, don't overthink it. Treat it as in like, okay, I'm going into this and this is how I am, but you want to be the most organized and put together. And the thing that makes this make sense is like, think about when you start catching feelings, whether it's from the jump or afterwards. You might be maybe like, oh, I don't want to blow it, right? Then if you get a good idea of how like, oh, she's very challenging to deal with, you might be like, oh, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. However, you're going to be maybe timid, you're going to be nervous, you're going to be like all over the place, you're going to be shaky, and that's going to lead her to be uninterested. So now when we talk about turnoffs, when we talk about mind stimulation, it's off the bat gone. And of course, physical appearance, that's going to matter. It's not necessarily physical touch because we're talking about mind stimulation. But if she feels like she can visualize in her mind, oh, this guy, he can lift me up. He looks strong, or he's a big dude. Or, oh, no, I just like the way he carries me. He knows what he looks like, or he seems like he knows what he's talking about. He seems like he has experience. So from the time you talk, from the time you have a specific body language, you're not slouched, you're not looking all over the place, looking up, not giving eye contact. All that stuff is important for you to make sure that you're doing, so you can simply have improvements that she's recognizing. Oh, this man, he's spot on with the stimulation. And sometimes some females, you'll be surprised, they become impatient because once they get to the stimulation in the mind and curiosity builds up and wanting more from you, plus not wanting you to have another woman due to your SMV, sexual market value, then it turns into getting you guys to have things happen so she can feel secured with you. You know, security is definitely a huge thing, but there's other ways to explain it. In this video, I'm just talking about knowing that you are her man, because that's something that she's going to prioritize. Oftentimes it is pretty much happening where a woman will get jealous of another female, right? So I say that to say, if she has like an idea that he's going to get another female, or she sees with you that there's a risk, she's going to more likely be making things happen sooner than later. And to lastly just say this is why you also see females be choosy and pick who and what guy they do certain things for. And of course, others don't get the same treatment. So I hope everything I said made sense today and helped you in some way. Use it to your advantage. And like I said, part 2 is all that good stuff. Let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to check out my website, see what's going to help out you. And that's it. Bye, y'all.
So you have going on. It could be about anything, self-improvement, back to dating. Consultations are available for that. Book your consultation. Let's get on the line and talk about what's going on with you. Click that link after this video.
Sleep affirmations so you could become that powerful man, and it is recorded in my voice, and I give you the strongest affirmations to overall become that man and subconsciously become powerful. So let's get into these books. Get a track woman you want and get her to miss you, along with secrets to winning her over, and it tells you about cold approaching. It tells you my personal stories, and if you're trying to up your game in the dating game, these books are going to be perfect for that, and you could get it all in a bundle deal. Make sure you click the link down below.
Self-improving in the process. This is so serious. This is why I have a whole no contact guide and journal available. Y'all could go ahead and purchase it. If you need somewhere to start off, then you need all the breakdowns, all the insight, the information, and I have structure in there, help you, prompts, things that will tell you you got this, but it'll give you also reasons why. And I have stories in there that tells you why no contact has worked for people, all types of stuff. It's so detailed, y'all. That's how much information I made sure to put in there. Step up no contact, or if you need somewhere to start and you need something to help you, this is like me guiding you as you go through no contact. That's how I customized it for y'all. So you can check that out by clicking the link down below. See what you could do with no contact, how far you could do it. Just learn everything, have the guidance, and for accountability partner, although I'm not actually there, you'll feel that sense from this journal and guide.